We will read Chapter 2 of Flamingo, Lost Spring by Anees Jung. In this chapter, spring is symbolic. It is symbolic of the most beautiful time. We all know childhood is the most beautiful time. It is the time when a person has no responsibility, no liability, and the life is at its best in the childhood. The story Lost Spring. Here, the spring is lost. So, it is the story of deprived childhood. Let's read the story Lost Spring by Anees Jung. About the author Anees Jung. Anees Jung was born in Rourkela. She spent her childhood and adolescence in Hyderabad. Anees Jung received her education in Hyderabad and in the United States of America. Her parents were both writers. Anees Jung began her career as a writer in India. She has been an editor and columnist for major newspapers in India and abroad. She has authored several books. The following, The Lesson Lost Spring, it is an excerpt. It is a piece from a book titled Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. In this lesson, she analyzes the grinding poverty and traditions which force these children to a life of exploitation. So let's begin with the story of Sahib. The title is Sometimes I Find a Rupee in the Garbage. Why do you do this? I ask Sahib, whom I encounter every morning, scrounging, searching for gold. Here in this lesson, gold is not that precious yellow metal. It is anything and everything that the people get in the dumps of garbage that is valuable for them because they sell that thing and get money in turn. I encounter Sahib every morning scrounging for gold in the garbage dumps of my neighborhood. Narrator encounters Sahib every morning searching for gold in the dumps of garbage. She asks him a question, why he does that. Sahib left his home long ago, set amidst the green fields of Dhaka. His home is not even a distant memory. There were many storms that swept away their fields and homes. His mother tells him that is why they left looking for gold in the big city where he now lives. Originally, Sahib, he belongs to Dhaka. His home was set amidst the green fields of Dhaka. This is told to Sahib by his mother. Now his home at Dhaka is not even a distant memory for Sahib because he must have been very small when they left their home in Dhaka. Why did they leave their home in Dhaka? It was because of frequent storms that swept away their fields and homes. So they left Dhaka and they shifted to the big city. Big city here is Delhi, where they live now. Narrator asks Sahib a question, why do you scrounge? Why do you search the heaps of garbage? To this Sahib says, I have nothing else to do. Because I have nothing else to do, he mutters. He says something in a voice that is not very clear. He is looking away. Go to school, I say glibly. The narrator says very glibly, very shrewdly, why don't you go to school? Realizing immediately how hollow the advice must sound. At this, the narrator gives him a piece of advice, why don't you go to school? But immediately she realizes that her advice must sound very hollow. There is no school in my neighborhood. When they build one, I will go. To this Sahib says that there is no school in his neighborhood. When the government authorities, they make a school, they build a school, he would definitely go. If I start a school, will you come? I ask, half joking. The narrator says, only half joking, that if she starts a school, would he come to that school? Yes, he says, smiling broadly. At this, Sahib was very happy and smiling broadly, he said yes. And a few days later, I see him running up to me, "Is your school ready?" And only within a few days, Sahib came to the narrator running. He said, if the school was ready. It takes longer to build a school, I say, embarrassed at having made a promise that was not meant. At this, the narrator initially was embarrassed. Why embarrassed? Because she had made a promise that she never wanted to keep. But she said that it took longer to build a school. Promises like mine abound in every corner of his bleak world. But the narrator, when she was embarrassed that she had made a fake promise, but then she reassured herself that such fake promises that she had made to Sahib, such fake promises, they were in abundance in every corner of the bleak, of the dark, deserted world of the people like Sahib.